place where we can go and be alone. So come away with me, nobody has to know where we gonna go.
Hello friends, and welcome back. This is part 2 of my kit parade as well as my Flosstube number 2. So 2-2, almost like a double mint commercial. So welcome for those of you that are new to the channel. This particular video is about cross stitch. Anything that you see Flosstube is a cross stitch video. There are obviously going to be other art forms here, but they will have their own label. So again, welcome, and we are going to jump in right now with the conclusion of my kits that I own and my kit parade. Again, we will make sure to show the cover on the side so that way I know if you're like me, you'll see something and you want to purchase it, and sometimes it's real hard to see what's the name or the brand or any of those things about the pattern cover. So I will make sure that those are shown well so that you can make your purchase and check it out and find it wherever you can find it. All right, everybody, let's get started. Lanard is, I think, the name of this company, and a lot of you, I think, are going to recognize this particular cross-stitch kit. And when I saw this, I was spiritually moved by this one. As bizarre as that sounds, I just love it. It's Blue Heron is the name of this particular one. And I have seen this completed a few times, and the realism, it's just one of those where the eyes and the colors and all of it just goes right in there. I mean, I just think that one is just an incredible piece of art that I cannot wait to start. And then same company now I'm getting into some of the littles. Pull those out. Same company, Lanard. I saw this one done on somebody's Flosstube, and I'm sorry, as I move in the future, I will definitely be talking about some of the different Flosstubes that I absolutely love, and the people, in case you're new to cross stitch, or my friends who happen to hop on and start getting interested in cross stitch can kind of go and check out these amazing people. I have about 30 favorites on my Flosstube that are just constantly on whenever they put out a new one. So this one is called Fox, and this is a Lanard. It's not a huge one, it's a smaller one. But look at that fox. And again, I've seen it completed much like the Blue Heron, and it's one of those that just, goes right into your soul. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, now we're getting into a few little whimsy ones. So this little guy, Rayolis, is the kit. Calf with a bell. I thought this was adorable. Some of these I like to do and then give out when friends have children for their nursery. This particular series, the next one I'm going to show you, Me to You. Especially for you, it's that the series with that little teddy bear that's kind of old and ratted up. Very cool. I love that one. That is the Especially for You, which is cute. I saw somebody, this is a recent find for me, this series, and I'm trying to collect all of them. I don't know how many there are, but it's one of those that when I see, I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Again, it touches your heart. See the little ragtag bear. I always had teddy bears when I was a kid. And this one, same thing. Love You. Little bear with a flower. Now, this one, I actually went out searching for because I thought, how cute. Little tiny guy. What's it called? And it doesn't have a name. It's by Design Works. I think I got it at 123 Stitch. And it's a wiener dog, Christmas wiener dog, peppermint colors. I thought that was so cute. How cool is that? Nice little quick stitch. Nice palette cleanser, as I call them. Okay, so now I've got a few more I'm going to go grab because I realize that I have like 3 more of the small ones, and then we'll go into the dimensions. So hold that thought. I'll be right back. Okay, so I went and got the 3 kits that I found while I was rutting through stuff last night so that I could have them as part of my kit parade. Elisa is the name of the company, and Baby Crow. Just one of those that you see and you just think, wow, that's adorable. I did not scan that one off, and that's a pretty good picture, so there you go. That one. That is cute. Okay, so now we're going into our dimensions, and I'm going to start with the petites. I don't have a lot of the petites. I thought I had more, but you know, as time goes on through the floss tubes, I'll show anything that I find later on. All right, so this guy is Santa's Secrets by Dimensions. This is getting into our Dimensions kits. And of course, that's a small one. That's a petites. Love that one. That's pretty cool. Santa Shushing. And then Out of Character is Charming is the name of this one. And of course, it is, ooh, let me get that little label off of there. Must have been a clearance. Okay, Dimensions, Charming. Looks like a cat. What are those cats called?
Siamese.
Siamese, that's right. Thank you, Rich. So, Siamese cat, very cool. Again, I'm not typically a cat person, but that one, I mean, I'm not anti-cat. I'm allergic to cats. We had cats at the farm, but they were outdoor cats. And I tend not to be a big outdoor animal person because I think that certain animals need to be in the house safe. But nonetheless, there we go. All right, so now we're going to get into more of our Dimensions kits, and I'm trying to keep these fairly organized because when I scanned all the covers, the file, they are in order, so that'll make it a little easier for my editor to go through and edit this and add the pictures. In case you wanted to go out and search. So Cardinals, another part of one of my jams. I love Cardinals. I think they're amazing. And this is, of course, Dimensions Christmas Cardinals. I think that's wonderful. Winter Pines, Snow, Pine, Cardinals. I mean, you can't go wrong. I went through a few months this summer. We lost our Gypsy, who was a Great Dane Shepherd mix, and she was just a treasure, my treasure. Again, a rescue. We typically go for rescue dogs when we get our dogs, and we always have our dogs. Nonetheless, she passed, and so every time I'd see a cardinal, I did that weird thing, and it's like, is that my dog trying to say hey? So here's another one, Cardinals on a Sled, another Dimensions. Regular Dimensions, not Dimensions Gold. I also have some older, out-of-print Dimensions. And I keep thinking that in my storage unit, my storage unit of Dead Dreams, I think I have a lot of cross stitch there too. So I might have to do a few months from now when I actually finish cleaning out my storage unit, another pattern parade, because it'll be a combo. And this is an older Dimensions, you can tell from the packaging, and it is a stamped cross stitch. And it is called Snooze. Labrador, Yellow Lab, I believe. I have not owned a lab. I owned a black lab once. Did not have a yellow lab. I know they're very popular. I know they're very sweet. Okay, this guy, this Dimensions, which I was a little shocked, is a Hummingbird and Fuchsias, and it's another one of those preprints where the background, the canvas is pre-printed, and then of course you do your cross stitches. And it almost doesn't look like canvas. I think it's just regular fabric with X's, but it's a very cool one. So that's, I've got two of those. Two of those that aren't on regular cross-stitch canvas and that are pre-printed. That will be interesting to do. Again, hummingbirds, another cool thing. Who doesn't like hummingbirds? The Indian peacock. I have two of those dimensions. So one of these will end up down the road being in the prize pile or giveaways when it's time. Again, I love the colors. I got one of them in California. I went to visit, I had visit friends in California near LA, and wanted some, excuse me while I take a drink, wanted something to do in the evening, so I didn't bring any of my stitch stuff. So we went out to one of their big box stores and grabbed that because they were half off. All right. Oh, yum. So this one, John Weiss is one of my favorite artists because he's guy and dog stuff, you know, and he's typically old man and dog. He does this wonderful series, old man who's always wearing this red coat, and either the dogs that he's with, and I believe this gentleman has passed away, not the artist, but the person that they used to use for this series. But he has this series, which is Man's Best Friend, and I actually have the limited edition art print, you know, numbered art print of two of those. He has a few of these with this guy and the dog. And there we go. But I love that series. It touches all my feels because I'm an old man and I gotta have my dogs. We always joke in the household, something goes on in the house, you're on your own, because we're going right for the dogs to save the dogs. So this one is one of the gold collections. So Dimensions, one of their high-end quality, and I believe this one is Dancing Fall Fairy. So, which I love the colors. That's what I was attracted to. I mean, obviously I love fairies stuff. Who doesn't? Ha 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 ha. But that being said, I enjoy that type of whimsical, mythological, mystical type stuff. That's pretty fun. So that's one I'm excited about starting. There are a few more of those kits that are hard to find. The Fall Fairy, I think, the Summer Fairy, Spring Fairy, and those of either cross stitch, you know what I'm talking about. And I try to keep my eye out for those because they can be hard to find, and when you do find them, they can be a little bit pricey. Okay. Also, the other thing that I do, again, off the record, is with my kits, you know, because of course they come with their own floss. What I like to do before I ever start a kit, takes me about an hour. I grab my fold open, fold up, trifold chart with all of the actual DMC floss, one of the floss charts, and I go ahead and I find the closest color, and I like to write down and make a record of those colors, because of course we have the patterns from the kits that we have. If I ever wanted to do it again, obviously I'm not going to have the same floss, but so I just kind of do a conversion into DMC what it would be, and kind of keep a record in case I ever want to do it again. So this one is Winter's Lace. Again, yum, wolves, wildlife, gotta love that. Love hiking, love mountains, love snow, that's my jam. You know, we actually live right here at the foot of Lake Michigan, in Michigan City. not a water guy, you know, so it's weird. I always wanted to live in the mountains, but here we are. And though I love Lake Michigan, love our area, I pine for the mountains. All right, so again, another reason to do the camper conversion so we can see the U.S. before we get too old to enjoy it. Black and White Hens by Dimensions. My dear friend, Roberta, she has chickens, and she has given me a new appreciation for chickens. I love her chickens that she has. They're egg-laying chickens. She doesn't eat her chickens. Well, she eats the eggs. So there we go. We won't go there. But nonetheless, that one's pretty cool. I got that one in honor of her. Will I stitch it for her? Isn't that a weird thing? You know, I think about that. Like baby stuff and the little ones and tiny, I'm really happy to pass on to people with showers and stuff. But then I look at something like that or something, you know, of these bigger ones, and I think, am I going to stitch this for somebody really? You know, because that's a lot of work, and how many people really appreciate when you put that much time into it? And yeah, it's just one of those quandaries for me. You know, I mean, if it's someone really close, that's different. Housemate, sibling, parent, something like that, I get it. But just to kind of do them and give them away, it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm not quite there yet. I'm a little more selfish about that many hours, since I don't have a lot of hours of for myself. The Snow Leopard, Dimensions again. We're in our Dimensions phase. This one, very cool. Very blocky looking on the picture. And I had seen this one, just the pattern many times, and I thought, well, I like it, but it's a little blocky looking. Not kind of my photorealistic that I like. And then I saw it stitched out, and it's like, okay, well, I was wrong. That looks pretty incredible, stitched out in a nice brown or tan frame. So that'll be a fun one to do. So Christmas time. Candy Cane Santa. This is a gold collection. I like it. Works for me. Now, I also have, now this one is stockings collection. I started collecting Christmas stocking patterns. And I have to say, this might be one of my top 5, and I have probably 100 stocking patterns. Not all kits, so don't worry. But that being said, this might be one of my favorites, one of the top 5. Snowmen Gathering Stocking. And that is cool. And I'll tell you, the realism, when I saw that stitched out, of the reindeer and the squirrel and the snowman, the shadow work and the shading that they did in that one is beyond amazing. So love, love, love that one. This one, Dimensions. We'll see. This is probably going to go into the prize bin for down the road. This one is called Flowering Jars. I got it because my mom used to put flowers in jars and have them hanging on the fence and in trees outside in our yard, and it just kind of hit a moment of nostalgia. But yeah, I think this one might end up going into the prize bin later on, because then, again, it comes down to there's a lot of floral ones that I really want to do, and I like that one. But again, borrowed time here. So, ta-da, last one. And then I want to go back to that subject for just a second as we close. So, this one is Snowman and Friends Stocking. Again, that's cool. Snowmen. I love snowmen. Snowmen are so cool. And you take snowmen and then you throw in some wild animals, and it's like, hey, I'm in it. Take me there. That's my jam. Yeah, really cool one. Okay, so those are the kits. So before we close, and before I say my so long farewell, Auf Wiedersehen, I've been thinking a lot lately about, I'm obviously later years, a gentleman of a certain age. And so I'm at that point where I have these wonderful whips and I love it. And please know, I am not a finish. I'll finish and you'll see some of my finishes and they're great. But that being said, you know, I love the process. For me, it's the process. It's the stitching. It's that time. That's what I'm into. It's not let's get it done and let's get it finished and all those things. So I tend to be all about the process rather than all about the finish. That being said, I started thinking, boy, this is a lot of time investment. And by the way, it's become a lot like quilting. Quilting boomed. When I became part of the quilting industry, quilting has boomed and it has stayed very stable, and quilting's not going away. Cross stitch, at first years ago, I remember it went through its phase and then it kind of faded away, and now it's going through another boom, of course, i.e. Flosstube. And it's just one of those art forms, and you can call it a craft, I call it an art form, that it's not going away. And so that being said, I think about all of my whips in progress. I think of my age. I think about all the patterns that I actually want to start and at least start doing whips. And so, I've talked to my housemate and a few of my friends, and, part of my reorganization of my life is about getting my different art forms kind of, especially with the cross stitch, specifically organized so that way, God forbid, when I go and I have a few hundred works in progress that have been started, they don't end up on a junk pile somewhere, So I have it already planned that they will list them partially, and they will also come with a chart of what's been done and what's left to do. That's why I try to keep track of that. But that's something that I put some thought into, especially as for a lot of us, we're at an age where, well, we're getting up there. So there you go. So on that wonderful note, I would like to say thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate you sitting with me. I appreciate my time with you very much. I appreciate my time with my fellow Flosstubers. I appreciate my time with anybody that I can get together with and stitch with or do any type of handwork with. I appreciate those things in life because life is fleeting, and those are the precious moments that we all have together to share. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed my company. I would like to say again, everybody is welcome on my channel. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section. They won't go up immediately. We do edit them in case we get any troll type of stuff in there. I don't want that on my YouTube page for some of my nieces, nephews, or young people to see, or anything like that, or even my adults to see. There's enough garbage going on in the world. We don't need any of that, especially when we're dealing with the stuff that we love. So if you like this, do the thing. Hit subscribe and click on the bell so that you can get notifications when new videos come out. And remember, if you're here for the cross stitch, always look for Flosstube number. That will be the header. If you're here for pyrography, you'll look for the burning number. If you're here for the diamond painting, if you're here for the garden stuff, if you're here for the recipes in the kitchen and the cooking stuff, just kind of check and see. I'm kind of doing everything I wanted to do before it's all over. So as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I will see you all down the road. Goodbye, everybody.